Hi, I'm Mandii Pope and this is WW100 Trevor Warphin. He has been created for Wild Dolphins, which is a public art project by Wild Art up in Aberdeen this summer. Trevor Warphin is one of 50 dolphin sculptures and they're all painted completely differently. Trevor Warphin, I thought, was perfect as a warplane. The reason he is a warplane, with WW100 coming up, he is just a whole mishmash of different types of planes from World War II. Primarily people from our side, so there's Scotland, there's New Zealand, British. His nose is an American P-40 Warhawk. His body is a Spitfire from Biggins Hill. A lot of the Kiwis were based in Biggins Hill. He's got D-Day stripes. The markings are from the grey Spitfire, ML407. It's also a family name, so it's relevant to me. In Aberdeen, there was the 612 Squadron, so he has the 612 Squadron badge. Also within Aberdeen, these Dolphin planes down the bottom are relevant to the 612 Squadron of planes that flew in World War II. So I've customised them into Dolphin shapes, but there is, other than the American ferocious Frankie, there is we've got a Vampire, a Spitfire and a Whitley, and all these, the registration relates to planes in Aberdeen that flew in World War II. On the other side is New Zealand planes, which are obviously relevant to me. But my grandfather, he was in the Royal Air Force. He wasn't a pilot, but he was a navigator and a lieutenant and a sergeant. So RTW Spears is my grandfather's name, and this was his army number. My great-grandfather was also fought in World War I, and my other grandfather, Patrick Pope, he was based over in Italy. My pilot is Hugh Somerset Tucker. He was a Kiwi based in Taranaki. There's an amazing story of Hugh who was sort of left in the sky. His squadron left him, and he was sort of shot to bits. His plane sort of flew into a downward spiral 2,000 feet. He blacked out. He woke up sort of 2,000 feet before he was about to hit the ground, almost smacked into a train. The bottom of his plane caught some grass. He decided to fly to the nearest airport to grab some lunch. When he came back, there was a piece of paper on his plane that said it was unworthy to fly. He thought, bugger it, I'm 70 miles from home, I'm going home. So he took off without clearance and flew home. So the reason he is my pilot is because a friend of mine, Kiwi guy, I needed a piece of wood cut so Trevor could have a moving propeller. So without this piece of wood I didn't have the tools for. Dave cut this piece of wood, and while he was here he was telling me about his uncle, Uncle Hugh, which I think couldn't be a more perfect person to fly my Dolphin plane, to be honest. Along the bottom of the planes, this New Zealand side, is you've got the Eltham Spitfire, which was actually the plane that Hugh actually flew. Eltham is also a place in Taranaki in New Zealand. This Harvard is, as kids we used to fly in our dad's friend's plane around Pauanui, and Ernie and Trevor Bland is the president of the Warbirds, and this was his Mustang, so he was also a commercial pilot for Air New Zealand. Trevor is also my granddad's name, hence Trevor Warphin. And the bottom plane is a Mosquito, which was originally built in Canada but was rebuilt in New Zealand in Ardmore Airport. So it's a whole mishmash of all sorts of bits and pieces from World War II to make them up. But anyway, this is Trevor Warphin, and it's find them on Twitter, Wild Dolphins 2014, or wilddolphins.org.uk. Thanks. Oh, and actually I couldn't even create him without the Putney shopping mall. Thank you very much to the Putney Exchange.